Hi, Denny Doyle here with a guide on how to get another box legendary for Pokemon Scarlet and or Violet. If you picked Violet, it is the wrong version, but, you know, this should work in Violet as well. So first off, this needs to be in the post-game, and by the post-game, I mean you completed all 3 initial stories and then the 4th secret story, The Way Home. Once you have completed that, you will have, at some point during the story, fought a second version of your box legend. If it's Scarlet, you fought a second evil Koraidon, and if it's Violet, you fought a second evil Miraidon. That Pokemon, however, is still around during the post-game. If you go back to Area 0, down to Resource Station number 4, and just jump off a cliff, you will be able to see the evil Koraidon standing up on its own, ready for battle. And you can go ahead and get your party ready, get stocked up on Pokeballs, or Master Balls, or Ultra Balls, or whatever you plan on using. And then challenge it to battle. And it is going to battle you. It's not going to just, immediately join you like your good version of Koraidon, or Miraidon, if you chose the cringe game, does. So that's the first step. Second step, of course, is, like with all wild Pokemon, you want to weaken it. So I chose to Terra Blast. That brings it down into the orange. I'm a little bit worried that I will bring it too low to catch, like I might accidentally knock it out. And I'm not certain, but I'm fairly certain you don't get an extra attempt at this. So step 3 is to just start chucking Ultra Balls. You'll see that I have a Master Ball, but I do want to save that in case there's a roaming legendary or a box legendary. There's also, for those who are not aware, 4 legendaries that represent the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. That's famine, pestilence, war, and death. And so those legends are also maybe something I want to use my Master Ball on. And, you know, generally speaking, the box legendary has an increased catch rate over other legendary Pokemon. So I decide, you know, I'm just going to get it down into orange and start spamming Ultra Balls at it. Besides, 2 out of its 4 moves are not going to damage a Ghost type because it knows a Fighting type move and it knows a Setup move. Actually, it knows a Normal type move too, so the only way it's going to damage a Ghost type is if it goes for Flamethrower, like it did right there. So I can just sort of safely sit here and throw as many Ultra Balls as I want at it. So that's sort of step 3, is just keep chucking Ultra Balls. You know, initially it might seem like, hey, this is something you can't catch because it's getting rejected in 1. But you'll notice a few times it did wiggle 3 times, sometimes 2 times. So it's clearly an indicator that you're getting closer, you're going to be able to catch it. So you just keep chucking Ultra Balls at it, and you're going to get there eventually. And that's just sort of, you know, that's the tutorial on how to capture a second version of Koraidon. Now, as far as I'm aware, you cannot get the opposite legendary. You can't get Miraidon in Scarlet or Koraidon in, you can't get Miraidon in Scarlet, and you can't get Koraidon in Violet because they're locked behind, you know, the past and the future. But if you get a second version, you can trade with someone who has the opposite. So I'm trying to capture this Koraidon so I can trade it to my girlfriend who has Violet version, and then I'll get my Miraidon to complete the Pokedex. And wait, is it using Struggle? Oh, motherfucker!